One of Great Britain's leading ice swimmers from Bishops Waltham has completed her own personal Everest. Kate Steels-Fryatt completed the over 21-mile swim across the English Channel in nothing but a swimming costume. She joins me in the studio now, along with two members of her all-important support crew, to talk about her achievement. Welcome. Thanks very much for coming in, Kate. So if I just start off with, what possessed you to take on this challenge?
I've always had a childhood dream. I've always wanted to swim from England to France. I've been training hard, and it's like the Everest of open water swimming. And I've trained hard, and I went and I did it.
And what was it like doing the swim? How long did it take you, and what did it feel like?
It took 13 hours and 5 minutes. I really enjoyed it. The conditions were quite choppy. It wasn't quite as flat as I was hoping for, but I loved it. I couldn't do it without my support crew. Looked after me all the way and fed me every half hour and to give me energy to keep going, and gave me lots of messages of support on the way.
And what did you think about for those 13 hours? People often say, oh, I like going for a swim because then I can think about things. You don't really see anything, do you? You sort of just swimming. So what do you think about for 13 hours?
All sorts of things go through your mind. I try and break the swim up into sections. So I started at 2 a.m. in the middle of the night. It was pitch black. So I had 4 hours when it was really dark, and I sort of bumped into most of my jellyfish. Kept going. It is a mental challenge. You know it's going to be a long time. You train for that. And you just focus on your swimming, you focus on what you want to do, and kept thinking in my mind of landing in France, what it was going to be like, feeling the rocks, the sand, and actually clearing the water at the other end.
And John and Heather, you two were on the boat that was accompanying Kate and kind of passing her, throwing her, literally lobbing her kind of bottles of food, writing these messages of support. What kept you guys going through all of that? 'Cause it must have been quite boring, wasn't it? Just sitting there on a boat waiting for Kate to come get a move on? No?
No, not at all, no. One of the things we did as well was obviously time her doing her strokes as well. So we made sure that she was consistent in the amount of strokes she was doing per minute. So Heather did that quite often. And then obviously myself and Roy did some making of the drinks as well.
What goes in these drinks?
It's a quick release carbohydrate drink.
So in English?
Energy.
So, but what I mean, literally, are you just mixing up sugar, or?
No, Kate had already pre-mixed this anyway, so we had to make it then with
a special secret recipe.
with lukewarm water, and then we give it, I think, 30 ml, and then yeah.
And the secret is to drink it really quickly, because it's thrown to me on a rope, because I can't touch a boat, I can't touch a swimmer, so throw it to me and I drink it as quickly as I can and then keep swimming. So I was getting the feeds in about 15 or 20 seconds. Otherwise I'm getting pushed in the wrong direction with the tide, because the tide, I was going at the end of big tides, the spring tides, so I ended up doing a really big figure of S as to get across the channel.
Yeah, you can see on the kind of map that we've got, it's sort of this huge S. So it just means that although the channel might be 21 miles, you swam a lot more than 21 miles. Do you know how far you actually must have covered?
No, I haven't worked that out. No.
Okay. And Heather, was there ever like a point when you thought, I think, setting out or in the middle of it, we thought, do you know what, I'm really not sure that Kate's going to do this, and what are we going to say to her if she doesn't make it?
Absolutely not. You couldn't have asked for a better textbook swim. She was consistent in her feeding, in her stroke. It was a perfect, as far as we're concerned, that was the best swim we could have absolutely supported. It was great to be on the boat.
And you were writing messages on a whiteboard as well, so that Heather could, so that Kate could read them. What did you write? Oh,
we had the Facebook contact for most of the time. So Kate's friends were all sending messages of encouragement. So we were picking out a few of them and writing them on the whiteboard, and then telling her while she was having her feeds who was supporting her. It's just a way of encouraging her and giving her things to think about when she's, half in between feeds.
And how do you know when you've done half an hour?
Well, I got a 5-minute warning, so when I put the hands up and as I'm doing my stroke, I'd put my thumb up, so I'd noticed it, and then you just know that, not long, and they'll wave the feed, so I know I come in nearer the boat and wait to get the feed, and then as quickly as I can, and then go again.
Oh my goodness. And so the water, you said, was about 17 degrees, is that right?
Yes, 17 in England, just around Dover, and then it was 18.5 when I got to France.
Do you really notice that 1 degree difference?
Not really. I didn't really get cold. I mean, I've trained hard. I do swim all year round. So I tried to keep my stroke rate going so it was fairly high so that I didn't get cold. Sometimes I got a bit chilly and I'd know that a feed was coming and I'd have a nice warm feed and then I'd be fine and go again.
Okay.
So.
And what did it feel like when you first were aware that France was sort of there in the distance? What were you?
Well, they tell you not to look up and not to look back. It wasn't until Rory, who's not here today, got in the water for the last 3/4 of the mile. I was a little confused, and then Heather and John said, no, you've only got 3/4 of the mile, dig deep, because the tide was really pushing me towards Calais at that point. And I just put my head down and went as fast as I could, still not quite convinced I was only that far to go. And then I saw the little rib get in with my observer, who's independent, who's monitoring the time to see when I clear the water. And I thought, yes, I'm really going to do that. I'm going to make it. And then I landed by the cliffs at Cap Petit Blanc and felt sand. And it was like, wow, I can't believe that I've done it. And then just clamber out, slipped and scrambled over the rocks. It was very rocky, and cleared the waterline, and that was it. I'd officially done it. I was a channel swimmer. So.
I mean, that's amazing. And you said that fewer people have swum the channel than have climbed Everest.
That's correct, yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, a huge congratulations. Well done. And, well done for you guys for supporting her. And you're raising money, of course, for the Naomi House Hospice.
Yes.
So tell me a bit about that.
We've raised £1,800 so far. Yes, really good charity, do a wonderful job. And so, yes, if anybody would like to donate, I've got a fundraising online.
Oof. And we're just about to finish, but before I go, I've also heard that apparently 18 degrees is very warm for you, and apparently you're going to be going somewhere and swimming in under 5-degree water. Tell me a bit about that.
Yes, I'm going to Germany in January to be part of the GB team swimming in the Ice Swimming World Championships, which will be 1 kilometre, and the water will be less than 5 degrees.
I mean, that is just absolutely crazy in my opinion, but good luck with that, and good luck with all the rest of your swimming. I don't know how you do it.
And thank you to everybody who's helped me, supported, who's helped me train, and those Paris Smith who's helped me financially, and my employers and everybody else.
An amazing achievement. Thank you, Kate. Thanks, Heather and John.